So we've started the PC and we've booted directly into the DVD. As you can see here, we can first of all select the language, localization settings and keyboard layouts. We have two options. We could use the DVD to repair the computer, or we could simply just install from scratch. We're going to install from scratch, and in this section now the installation files will be copied over onto a temporary area on the RAM where they'll then be extracted. But we first of all get a choice. Notice that if we were to next through this, what would happen would be you would simply get server with server core, no GUI at all. So we need to select a server with a GUI in order to be able to interface with it correctly. Now, for security reasons, Microsoft do say that actually it's good practice to install server core on a secure machine that's going to be locked away and not used on a regular basis. You want to reduce the attack footprint. We're accepting the license terms and moving forward with the installation. You can upgrade an existing installation. This is an empty box with nothing on the hard drive, so we need to use the custom option. And we're going to use the drive that's been found already, drive 0, and even without selecting any options, the system will pre-format and start to install for us. Okay, so I've just cut out the boring bit now, 10 minutes worth of installation, copying the files over. We're now almost ready to go. So it's now setting up an initial install and it's just about to finish up and reset the machine. And we'll have a look at what it actually looks like now. Okay, so this bit's important. The bit you've missed at this section here, although I have the DVD in the drive, I have not pressed a key to boot again from the DVD. I've left it. This time we're actually booting a new installation. Phase 2 effectively is on the hard drive. So we have to ignore the DVD and allow it to boot normally from the hard drive. Now it's performing an audit. This is a very important section. So the hardware is being scanned and a security number has been created now. That security number is used by the system to determine if it's genuine, and similar hardware check happens every time you switch on the computer. We've just created there the local administrator account. That is stored in the SAM database. The Security Accounts Manager database is a local database on the local machine. At this moment in time, this is a standalone computer, and we're logging in with the same administrator account, and now the local administrator account's profile is being created. Why am I talking so quickly? Because, wow, the machine's ready. That really did not take long at all. Within the space of 20 minutes, we've gone from a complete empty box to a fully working server. That's good. In contrast to Server 2008, it took quite a long time to set up. You'll notice that Server Manager looks very different. It's now a dynamic page. It's a very good page, in fact, and it will update data dynamically on the fly as you're using the system. We're going to add a couple of extra roles and features and also reconfigure the server to set it up to actually work on a domain. So I'll first of all go to the local server tab, and in here you can see the current details. The computer name is randomly generated during the install, and as you can see it's not very user friendly, so we're going to change that to something we have control of because we want to identify this server on the network. Okay, so we now need to restart the machine. This will cement the changes. Any significant system changes are first of all taken when we boot up, but just before we do, I want to change the time and date. So in the time zone settings here, I'm changing over to London dates because I'm based here in the UK. you'll notice that lovely little hyperlink there takes us straight to network connections where we can specify an IP address. For this lab, we're going to be using a Class B address, which is given to us for a specific domain which we're just about to join in a few minutes' time. So we need to make sure that the server is in the same IP range as the rest of the subnet that it's going to be connected to. The machine has been physically connected into a switch on our network. In this case it's all virtualized, it really doesn't matter, but we need to now verify. You'll notice it's an unidentified network because it doesn't know enough about the network yet. We haven't yet joined the domain. This is still a standalone computer with a new IP address. Now we can restart the machine. Notice the charms bar which we're using to restart. Okay, so just logging back in again as local administrator. Remember, at this stage we're not yet part of the domain. We're physically connected to the network, but this is still a standalone computer. Server Manager automatically opens when you log in. It's a very useful tool. It's good to leave it open and to use Server Manager as your first port of call. It's a dynamic dashboard explaining exactly how the system is performing. Now we're going to perform some additional alterations. You'll notice now that the computer name has changed. It's still a workgroup, it's still standalone. Let's now join a domain. We're going to join the adatum.com domain. And in order to do so, we must have an IP address that's within the range of the domain, and we've already done that. Now we're going to authenticate this machine by using the domain administrator account. So you'll notice I typed adatum/administrator, and the computer has now been registered in the Active Directory database. We need to restart, and this is a significant step. Here the machine is being changed over from a security perspective over into domain mode. We can now log in. Notice run server 3 means this computer. We're not using that one. We're going to now log in using the domain administrator account, which is very naughty. You're not supposed to do this in a production environment, but for the purposes of this lab we'll log in with the domain admin account. Okay, so we're already there. The domain admin account is working. It's been accepted on this machine, and although it looks very similar, this actually is the account which we could use to manage the entire network. So the manager shows us information pertaining to this server. It doesn't have to. We can also look at other servers on the network as well. More on that in a later section in this lab.